Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. You have arrived at the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast. We are at episode 6. I hope you enjoy the show. I got some stuff to talk about today. I'm digging this music. This music makes me feel like I belong on Miami Vice. Driving a convertible Ferrari with a white suit, Don Johnson style. With that fluorescent t-shirt underneath and my sleeves rolled up. Yeah, I could totally do that. Totally do it. Come on. If you don't know what Miami Vice is, Google it. It's one of the greatest shows from the 80s. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I hope you enjoy the show today. And let's get right into it. We're going to talk about setbacks and when they happen in your journey, when things don't go as you plan them, how you react, what you do, and stuff like that. Mike Tyson, one of his best quotes, the one that I regularly quote him on this. He says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And that's basically, these last few days have been a real punch in the face to my situation. And I'll explain why in a minute. Just to give a brief flashback as to where I'm coming from here. August 22nd, after starting on January 12th, 2019, we flash forward to August 22nd, 2020. And it's a weigh-in day, and I have been battling to reach the 100-pound milestone for weeks at this point. Weeks of weight fluctuations going up and down and staying the same and up and down, losing and gaining the same 2 or 3 pounds over and over and over again. Those few weeks leading up to that milestone probably taught me more about patience than anything in my entire life. I often joke, I say that the day that God created me, the patience ingredient was on back order. So everything else was put together nicely, and then patience just wasn't available. So, what are you going to do? My whole life, I've had zero patience for many things. This journey, and this part of the journey particularly, taught me patience with a baseball bat. Just, I'll beat it into you. And that's what it felt like. It felt like it was being beaten into me. But so August 22nd, I hit that 102.6 mark. So I passed 100. I not only did I hit the 100-pound milestone, but I went past it, and total loss was 102.6 pounds. Now, it was a very celebratory week. I enjoyed myself with my friends. We went out, we celebrated. And so the next week comes, the next weigh-in would be the 29th, and I have a 1.6 pound gain. Now, my weight fluctuates for many, many different reasons. I have lymphedema in my right leg, and if I eat something salty, my leg swells up. Or if I don't drink enough water, my leg swells up. So there are so many different reasons why my weight fluctuates. The 1.6 came, but I was still over 100. I was 101 pounds down now. So it didn't really hurt me, because I still was in the triple digits and I still felt good. And I was riding this wave of success, enjoyment of the success. So on the next week, September 5th, when I weighed in again, I had lost nothing that week. Stayed exactly the same. And the week after that comes, and because I was still 101 pounds down, the week after that comes, and I was still enjoying this moment. And I stepped on the scale on September 12th with a 4-pound gain. And here we go. Here was the punch in the face, as Mike Tyson would say. There was the punch in the face. No longer at 100 pounds lost. I was back to 97 now. And this hurt me deeply. And I was like, all right, time to make some corrections, get back on course here. And so I did what I thought I needed to do to make those changes. The next week comes, September 19th, and I lost 0.2. Now, for those of you who don't know, I believe 0.2 translates to just about 3 ounces. So a week later, I lost 3 ounces. Now, there are a million people that would say the number is going back in the right direction, and I completely understand that. But it gives room, this situation altogether gave birth to doubt in my head. The voices of doubt coming back, questioning me, right? And call it the old me or whatever, but these voices in my head saying, oh, look at you, Mr. Big Shot. You got a podcast now, and you think you can help people lose weight, and you're not even keeping off the weight that you lost. Now, I've had many gains since I started. But for whatever reason, this gain affected me differently. And I believe it's just for the reason that I went under 100. It's the only thing I could say. And I felt like, I don't know if you've ever seen Rocky 3, when he loses the title to Clubber Lang. And he has to go back to get the eye of the tiger again. Figure out, why did he do all of this in the first place? And that's what I found myself doing over the past few days. And I make videos when I do my walks after I exercise at the gym. I make these little videos talking about my workout. Well, last Saturday, I made a video talking about how these voices were in my head talking and telling me that I was a phony and I shouldn't be trying to sit here behind some microphone talking to all of you if I can't even keep a couple of pounds off. And so like Rocky 3, he's sitting there doubting himself because he learned some truths. Just like I learned some truth. Here's the truth I learned. I learned that I slacked off because I was enjoying the success very much so. I slacked off on weighing and measuring, which probably is probably the second most important thing. I believe the most important aspect of this journey is tracking what you eat. And I never stopped tracking. I just got laxed in measuring and weighing. And these are things that I eat normally. And so the abuse of anything, no matter how healthy or how bad it is, the abuse of anything is going to catch up with you at some point. And so I had to face those hard truths. It sucks. It sucks to be in that position mentally because you doubt everything about yourself. And these voices, I don't know, maybe they just affect me. But the voices, you're inviting them in by making for lack of a better term, we'll call it a failure. So you put yourself, you created the situation by not tracking, by just celebrating a little too long. Now there's a bunch of people that would say, everybody does this. Everybody goes through this. Just because everybody does something doesn't make it okay. Understand? If everybody decides to jump off a bridge, it doesn't mean it's okay to jump off a bridge. And that's all there is to that. Just because a bunch of people are doing it doesn't mean it's right. And that's just the standard I'd hold myself at. You don't have to do that. It's just what I do. We're going to take a break. And when I come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about the voices in your head and what you think of yourself in times like this. Okay? So stick with me. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, everyone. I'm Donato Russo, and I am the Ranting Weight Watcher. I would love it if we can connect on social media. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, look me up at the Ranting Weight Watcher. If you're on Twitter, at the Ranting WW. If you're already on Weight Watchers and you want to connect in the Connect app, search for at Ranting Weight Watcher. If you'd like to email the show, share your successes, share your failures, share your story in general, send me an email at therantingweightwatcher@gmail.com. Most of all, if you're enjoying the show, please like it, share it, comment, and subscribe. Now, back to the show. And we are back. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. So for the second segment, I want to talk a little bit about the type of thinking that you can encounter or that you need to recognize. And I call them constructive thinking and destructive thinking. How do you tell them apart? Destructive thinking is easy, right? So if you're saying things that are meant to tear you down, tear you apart, tear yourself apart. Oh my God, I'm a loser. I'll never amount to anything. I'll never be able to do this. You see, everything I do, I fail. This is destructive thinking. And it doesn't help anyone. Because in the Bible it says, you'll have what you say. So you got to watch out what comes out of your mouth, right? And I forget who said it, but the quote goes, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. And I don't know if that's Gandhi. I can't remember exactly, but it's a very truthful statement. You'll get what you expect, you know? If you walked around your entire life saying, I just know I'm going to die of cancer. I mean, I'd put a paycheck on you dying of cancer at some point. Because if you're walking around saying it. And that's just, I mean, this is destructive thinking. And if you put things out there in the universe, there is they just have a habit of, coming to pass if you even the wrong things. So we got to watch out how we say things. And constructive thinking is a little different. And it may sound just as harsh there are many people that will still think, when I describe constructive thinking to you, because this happens to me all the time, I speak out loud and I make posts all the time in social media, wherever, on my walk videos. When I go for a walk, I say a little something on the way home from my walk. And oftentimes I hear, "Oh, don't be so hard on yourself." These things, I'm not saying that I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I'll never amount to anything, I'll never hit my goal. These are not things I'm saying about myself, so I don't consider this, the things I do say, I don't consider destructive thinking. I consider them constructive thinking. They may sound negative, but as long as what I'm saying is true, if there's 100% truth to what I'm saying, like in the first segment when I said I slacked off, I was enjoying success. Once I hit 102.6, I was enjoying success at a level that I hadn't enjoyed since the gastric bypass, and I drop almost 200 pounds in a year. And I probably got just as relaxed enjoying that success as I did back in 2005 when I was on my way down from the gastric bypass. If I'm making just a list of all the things I've done, if I'm saying I enjoyed success too much and this caused me to slack off on my measuring, slack off on my weighing of my food, whatever else, A, B, C, D, as long as all of the things I'm saying are truthful, this is just me laying it on the line, facing the truth, right? And if there's one thing that would benefit the majority of the people that see, if you're going through a rough patch, and if there's one thing that would benefit you the most, is what is the actual truth? I'm not asking you to do this with other people, because there's always going to be someone in your life that says, no, you're being too hard on yourself. You're your own worst critic. You all of these things. And you know what? It might be true, but it doesn't make the list less truthful. If you're making a list of all the things you've done that have caused this rough patch, so to speak, if you're making a list saying A, B, C, D, these are the things I'm doing, and these are the things I need to correct, it doesn't matter how harsh they sound, because the truth is the truth. If there's anything that's going to correct your course, if you're on a boat and you're going the wrong direction, it's going to be realizing the truth that we are going in the wrong direction. And there's no candy coating that. Captain, we're going in the wrong direction. Captain, you may want to check the map because it seems as though we could be possibly going in the wrong direction. There's a whole lot of extra words to say the same thing. You're going in the wrong direction. Bottom line. Doesn't matter how negative or how harsh it sounds, right? So if you want to correct the ship, do it now. Don't let it go any further. God knows what it's going to... It's only going to get worse from here if we don't fix it now. So just make sure that whatever you're doing, always be willing to look at the truth of your situation. And someone I know had told me about, he calls it the truth filter. Put it through the truth filter. You know what the truth is. You know. Nobody around you knows the truth. They just know what they see, but they don't know what's going on the inside, right? If there's other things going on the inside that you know that they don't know, when you're staring at yourself in that mirror and you're examining your journey as to why you are in this rough patch, why are you facing this right now? What have you possibly done to deserve how you're struggling? And if you think that this journey was going to give you no struggle, then that's your struggle right there. Because nothing worth doing was ever easy. There's a reason people say that. And if you were expecting an easy ride, then you're not ready for the real journey, the real battle that you face to get to where you want to be. Everybody has a number in their head of what they'd like to be, or a look of what they'd like to look like. If you close your eyes right now, you know whatever it is. The number on the scale, the size clothes you want to be, you know it in your head. The question is, do you realize the amount of work that it's going to take to get you there? And can you tell me, is the juice worth the squeeze? I need you to stop for a second. I need your undivided attention. Stop what you're doing. If you're standing, please find a place to sit for a minute. Just do this exercise with me. Now, once you're sitting, please close your eyes. Now, I want you to envision the person you dream to become. Close your eyes right now. See him or her right now. Now, I want you to think about it. What are they doing right now? Are they standing still, waiting for you to catch up? Or are they going full steam ahead toward their next goal? I'll tell you what I think they're doing. I think if this was a race, they'd be so far ahead of you that you may never dream to catch up. But you can change that today. Now, if your goal is to be healthy, if that's one of your goals, what do you have to do to catch up to them? You have to be stronger. You have to be faster. You have to be more powerful than you ever were before. Because that's the only way you're going to catch up to that version of you that you want to be. So now, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to sit where you're sitting right now? Or are you going to get up and do something about it? I don't care if you don't know what to do. I don't care if you haven't really planned anything. Just do something. Do something and make a new step toward that person. Because if you step toward that person today, it can snowball into something greater and greater and greater. And then one day, you might just get to meet that person. And not only will you meet that person, you'll surpass them. And you'll be running ahead of that one. And you'll achieve greater things than you ever thought you could accomplish. But it all starts today. It starts right now, right this second. Take one step toward that goal, whatever it is. Do something. Do something today you didn't do yesterday. Get it done. Because tomorrow is not promised. So get it done today and then think of what needs to be done next. Get that snowball rolling. Because it's up to you. Only you can do this. Only you can become that person you envision right now. So do it. Get up and do it. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.